Bula, I'm Miri, I'm from Lotoka, and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Good evening, Fiji. In this bulletin, USP Council member speaks out. Suspended SEDELPA's woes far from over. And COVID-19 causes backlog in court cases.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The man who has raised allegations against the Vice-Chancellor of the University of the South Pacific, Professor Ahluwalia, has finally spoken out about the saga at USP. Mahmood Khan, who is also the chair of USP's Audit and Risk Committee, says he has nothing against Professor Ahluwalia and only wants the allegations to be investigated in the spirit of good governance. Edwin Nund reports.
Mahmood Khan has been subjected to public criticism after his calls for Professor Ahluwalia to be investigated, but he is not backing down.
I urge them to look at independently and look at what are mentioned in the allegations that I've made and any other reports that have been made on the present management.
Khan has spoken out after weeks of silence, saying his actions are based on the terms of reference under which he was appointed as the head of the Audit and Risk Committee.
I would have been failing in my duty if I did not actually refer those matters to people that could take action.
A report with 33 allegations against Ahluwalia was compiled by Khan and forwarded to the USP Council, resulting in the Vice-Chancellor's temporary suspension. Although Professor Ahluwalia has been reinstated, Khan says the allegations still need to be addressed.
Please have them independently, I stress independently investigated so that there's no bias, and then the result will come out and the Council, which is the right body, shall make a decision, and I'll stand by it.
Khan stresses there's no personal vendetta and that his report has nothing to do with a separate BDO investigation report on the previous management of USP. Edwin Nund, FBC News.
Suspended Social Democratic Liberal Party member Sitiveni Rambuca has questioned why members who bring no money into the suspended party are being allowed to decide on its future. This happened during informal discussions ahead of the management board meeting yesterday, where Rambuca insisted on having 3 caucus representatives sit in. Lena Rees has more.
After repeated attempts to include Rofilipe Tuisawau, Chese Saukuru and Mosese Mbulitavu in the management board meeting, Rambuca brought out the money card.
We funded our campaign. We funded the party through government contribution. And government contributions coming to us because we are elected members. And we got elected because of our collective campaign. And why should non-funders be deciding on the future of the country?
Suspended party vice president and Bau High Chief Ratu Epenisa Vakambau urged Rambuca to leave differences aside and join the meeting to get the party out of suspension. Rambuca made it clear that he wasn't needed in the meeting, that they could carry on without him.
Representing the people, and we need to keep that in mind.
Yes.
And we need to think of the party. If we do have differences, let's get the party on suspension first, and then we'll talk about that later.
Yes, well, you have the power now of the numbers of the forum to understand the party.
But we need you guys inside. We need you inside.
We don't,
let's put our differences aside.
Ratu Epenisa went on to say that the only reason he joined suspended SEDELPA is for the people who have raised concerns regarding the affairs of the party, adding that Rambuca owes it to the same people to give them answers. Rambuca, however, boycotted the meeting, taking other members of the board with him. Lena Rees, FBC News.
The legal profession and the judicial system are facing challenging times in responding to the COVID-19 pandemic as they balance the health and safety of the community and continue essential service. Acting Chief Justice Kamal Kumar says court closures, reduced operations and delays in proceedings have resulted in backlogs. Kritika Kumar reports.
Disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic have had an impact on the judicial system.
If we don't do cases, then obviously there's backlog, and the staff would not come to court because of the lockdowns. They could not travel out where they're staying, and they could not enter the lockdown areas. They were outside of it. And then obviously we're trying to level best to make sure the cases are disposed of efficiently and expeditiously.
Kumar says even in the midst of a public health crisis, courts must be able to fulfill their essential activities and provide justice.
There's going to be delays and all. As it is, we have 3 magistrates who are overseas, and 2 judges and 1 magistrate who are overseas, cannot come to Fiji. So those cases are on hold, their cases.
As a result of ongoing changes to practices, written submissions have been considered as an option rather than calling a full sitting of court.
If the lawyers, the legal practitioners, if they want to have a matter heard by Skype or by filing of submissions only, that can be done in liaison with the judges of magistrate council.
Courts have relied on electronic means of communication, with hearings being conducted through Skype, which does not require inmates to be physically present in court for their cases. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The 2020-2021 national budget will be focused on creating more economic activity. Permanent Secretary for Economy, Makereta Conrote, says one of the important aspects of a budget is to create an enabling environment for the private sector to be able to lead economic recovery after COVID-19. Lena Rees reports.
The government is looking at how it can introduce policies based on private sector submissions, employment creation, and getting the economy moving again.
Whether that's in by way of construction activities or manufacturing, or in the resource-based sectors, agriculture, forestry, or fisheries. I think the other thing we're looking at also is in terms of how we are able to support those that have been impacted by way of employment.
The Ministry of Economy has received over 200 budget submissions from across sections of the private sector as consultations were held in major centers. Minister for Economy Aya Saikayum earlier highlighted that the opening of schools on Tuesday will also see the economy starting to move.
It means when the school kids travel now, the buses will start running, and then of course they go to the shops and buy the Chinese lolly or whatever it is, so the economy starts moving, and that level of engagement starts taking place. But at the same time, there's still being measures put in place to ensure that there is some form of safety around that.
The 2020-2021 national budget will be announced on the 17th of July. Lena Rees, FBC News.
The late former Chief Executive of Fiji Airports and Executive Chair of Fiji Pine, Faiz Khan, will be laid to rest this evening. Khan's body was flown into Nadi this afternoon, where staff of Fiji Airports and Fiji Pine bid their farewells. He had been evacuated to Brisbane, Australia for medical treatment, but died 2 days ago after a short illness. The funeral tonight is being attended by family, friends, members of the government and Khan's colleagues from the private sector. He is survived by his wife Jacinta and their 2 sons. Police seized over 14,000 marijuana plants estimated to be worth more than $40 million in the past week. Police used drones during the operations, drastically reducing the time used in farms being discovered. Drug operations previously would have taken days of searching and trekking. Commissioner of Police Brigadier General Sithiven Ngilio says more drones will be procured for the ongoing war on drugs, as it saves them money in deploying officers for a longer period. And up ahead, shipbuilding firm optimistic about Bulla bubble. And in successful Fijian, a surgeon's road to success. Stay with us.
Go merere te lawa, go ngai tavua, ando tali takana vararonga na Radio Fiji 1 nando maiviti.
Radio Fiji 1 nando maiviti.
Churches opened for the first Sunday service today after COVID-19 measures were eased, but followers are being urged not to let go of family worship, which has bound people together during hard times. This was highlighted by the Methodist Church President Reverend Dr. Peneri Vakandewa-Vosa as Fijians today returned to the churches after 3 months. Kritika Kumar reports.
Even as people walked into church to pray, Reverend Dr. Peneri Vakandewa-Vosa says family worship is the foundation of strong religious beliefs.
It's very important. It's part of our Christian faith. Family worship is very important. It's a foundation, family worship. And worship in the church is very important because of our Christian interactions.
Reverend Dr. Vakandewa-Vosa says leaders of all religious groups met with the health ministry and were advised on what safety measures need to be practiced in all houses of worship.
Yeah, we feel good. We feel good. Back to the house of the Lord with the congregations, despite the fact that we are still under some restrictions, which we are also very grateful because the best advices that we are being given from the Ministry of Health and the government for the betterment of all of us.
Father Sulio Turangakadivi says there was a positive atmosphere at the church today.
The atmosphere of joy and excitement. At last they were able to participate in the celebration of the Mass and the service and the Holy Communion.
Churches provided hand sanitizers for all their worshippers and had their names logged for reference. The churches have also restructured the seating arrangements to maintain social distancing. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Government's plans to initiate a bulla bubble in the region has come as good news for Fiji Ships and Heavy Industries Limited. Operations Manager Lopeti Randravu says they are now in talks with embassies of regional countries to try and bring in new business. Sainani Boiler reports.
The Fiji Ships and Heavy Industries Limited has started talks with COVID-19-free countries in the region to bring in their vessels for refitting and repairs.
But due to the care bubble that the government have initiated, now we are working with the embassies around in the Pacific region for the COVID-free regional alliance so that we can be able for us to come in agreement the way forward for us, we can be able to build our economy together.
The closure of Fiji borders in March meant that new business could not come in for the last 3 months. Randravu says they're working around the clock to be ready to provide the service after months of lockdown.
I believe that the good time is coming. All we have to do is just to ensure that we put a specific strategic action in order for us to have some positive results at the end of the year.
Fiji Ships is one of the Fiji Ports Corporation's entity, and Chief Executive Vajera Pisena says they will continue to help the company get back on solid ground.
So because we need to work 24/7, we need to keep our trade going. So we are doing our best in the sense from our end.
Fiji Ships has refitted only 16 vessels so far this year compared to 21 on the same period last year. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
A farmer in Sauvie Bay, Singatoka, who had a thriving business for almost 20 years, has resorted to selling produce by the roadside. Fazal Mahmood Khan was assisted in setting up his farm by the Taiwan Technical Mission Agriculture Project. Due to the devastation caused by Tropical Cyclone Harold and the COVID-19 pandemic, Khan's business has taken a nosedive. Vinina Rakautonga with the story.
Khan used to supply direct to a supermarket but has been facing production issues and hopes for better days ahead.
Before the COVID-19 came, so the hurricane came in. Hurricane destroyed already, no? So it went a bit slow, but it's picking up again.
With the help of the Taiwan Technical Mission, he has planted pineapples, sweet corn, popo, long bean, and even keeps livestock on his 12-acre farm.
TTM, they visit me once a week They come and check what's on the ground, what is the problem. Sometimes there's problems like disease or anything. They come and tell me what chemical should I spray or what fertilizer should I put.
Horticultural specialist Kevin Liao says Khan is one
we
of
will
their outstanding farmers with a thriving guava plantation.
I can say it's the first farmer and start to plant guava in Fiji. And I also can say Fasana is the biggest commercial guava farm.
Khan is currently in talks with nearby resorts and more supermarkets where he can supply more of his goods to and also keep his family business afloat. Venina Rakautonga, FBC News.
Your hardest times often lead to the greatest moments of your life. Today's success story features Dr. Eli Ndelesaw, a consultant general surgeon at the Colonial War Memorial Hospital. Dr. Ndelesaw walked miles to get to school, knowing that those small steps would lead him to success. Sanyan Imboila with his story.
Brought up in the interior of Naitasiri in the village of Rewasau, Dr. Ndelesaw is the youngest of 8 siblings. He missed his dad's working years in the Botokola gold mine, and his parents had to farm to meet his education needs.
Where we grew up, it's in the middle of, if those of you who know Naitasiri, we are in the last village in Naitasiri. So our village is Rewasau. It's in the border. So past our village, you go to Navosa, you go into Namosi. Very remote. When I was growing up, there was, we walk to the schools. There was no buses. Now they have trucks that take the kids to school. So that's a challenge, is the access to our villages. Coming to Suva is a hard work. We have, mom and dad has to plant and sell their crops, and I don't know, as far as I could, mom was not a very good at coming to the market, so we sort of just give food and things to relatives for my school fees and things.
The father of 2 says financial struggles continued as he moved from primary to secondary school, but he was blessed to have a government scholarship to pursue his studies overseas.
I had the choice whether to go to Fiji School of Medicine or take up this opportunity to go to New Zealand and study at Otago University. That's where I got my Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery at Otago.
Having spent the last 16 years in the medical field as a general surgeon, Dr. Ndelesaw says his saddest moments are relaying bad news to families of loved ones.
Giving bad news to patients. It's, as a surgeon, I'm always want to be giving good news, but it's not always the case. The good results, there's always some bad moments there when people die on our hands. We do the best we can, and things doesn't go well. And talking to family and friends about this, it's really hard.
Dr. Ndelesaw fulfilled his promise to his late dad when he moved back to Fiji in June last year to serve Fijians. For the 42-year-old general surgeon, it's persistence that will take you a long way.
I've gone a long way around it to becoming a surgeon, but I've achieved that through persistence, through prayers, through fasting, and the support of your loved ones, your family, your loved ones supported you through that. And as long as you've got the support of your loved ones, you keep on the dream and don't give up.
Dr. Ndelesaw's key to success are patience, persistence, and perspiration. Sainian Imboila, FBC News.
Baik tu dia jadi mereka tahu रेडियो फिजी बहुत रेडियो फिजी रोज सुनता हूँ.
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
Fiji Fiji football star Roy Krishna stands as an inspiration for many upcoming footballers in the country.
That's good. At least I can say that I'm doing something good for the young generation. And look, from day one, there was my aim, to create a path for players like Tito and Rahul to go that far.
The Parramatta Eels continued their winning run after edging the Raiders 25-24 in the NRL Round 7 clash last night. The win places the Eels in the first place on the ladder with 12 points, having won 6 of its 7 matches. Fiji Swimming plans to hold competitions in Suva, Nadi and Lautoka. This is part of the association's plans to resume competitions and at the same time following return-to-play protocols. Tali Matarakula has more.
Holding club competitions in different parts of Fiji is an option for Fiji Swimming, as the government allows only 100 people to gather at any event.
But we're also looking at the option where we run competitions in Suva and in the West separately for the time being, just to start off with.
President Ben Rova says this will also ease the financial burdens on families.
We're mindful also of the constraints some of the parents are feeling right now, because there's quite a few that are not at work at the moment. So we are aware of all these things, and we're going to try and do things to ensure that it's as less cost to the parents as possible.
Fiji National Sports Commission Chair Peter Maisy says COVID-19 provisions must be followed at all times.
The new norm, and they have to follow their rules and regulations and whatever they've put in place.
Fiji Swimming is awaiting for return to play accreditation, but club training is open to all swimmers. Tali Materkula, FBC Sports.
The Blues made it 3 from 3 in Super Rugby Aotearoa following a 27-24 victory over the Highlanders at Eden Park in Auckland last night. Auckland enjoys a comfortable lead with 12 points from 3 matches. In a match played earlier this afternoon, Fiji-born Seville Reece set up 2 tries as the Crusaders beat the Chiefs 18-13 in round 3 of the Super Rugby Aotearoa in Christchurch. Reece set up Will Jordan for both Crusaders tries, with Richie Moanga managing to convert 1. Quick look at the weather for today. A trough of low pressure remains slow moving over the eastern parts of the group, bringing clouds and showers. Another trough lies to the west of Fiji and is expected to affect the country from later this evening. Now, looking at the west, it was cloudy and wet for most of the afternoon. Temperatures in the low 30s. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, mixed bag of cloudy conditions with intermittent showers. And up north, showers persisted throughout, and there's a chance of thunderstorms later this evening. And at sea, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. Turning to the tides, high tide is at 12:49 a.m. tomorrow, with low tide at 7:02 a.m. Sunrise is at 6:38. Now for tomorrow, it's cloudy conditions and afternoon showers are forecast for the group. Best you keep those umbrellas close. And further outlook, we're looking on to Tuesday. It's occasional showers and isolated thunderstorms over eastern and interior Viti Levu, Kandavu, Taveuni, Lau and the Lomai Viti group. Elsewhere, cloudy periods with some showers and possible afternoon or evening thunderstorms. Now recapping the main stories for tonight, USP Council member speaks out. Suspended SEDELPA's woes far from over, and COVID-19 causes backlog in court cases. Now for these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question we're asking: are you in support of the new and relaxed COVID-19 restrictions that have been announced? Visit our FBC website to answer. And you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, our Twitter page at FBC_news, or hashtag FBC News. That's your news for tonight. Until tomorrow, from the team and I, stay safe. Modamanda.